Hello everybody, it's Red Panda Gamer here for the first episode of a Let's Play of honestly one of my favorite games of all time. Like, literally, this is my #1 favorite game ever made. There's really nothing in particular about it that I love. It's more just everything about it. It's the style, it's the graphics, it's the music. Oh my god, the music is so good. Everything about this game is just fantastic, and I've been wanting to do a Let's Play on it for a while. But I've been busy doing other things, and finally I just decided I'm tired of playing games I don't necessarily want to play. I want to play something like really fun, something old, and since most of my favorite games are Mario / Nintendo games and they've been claiming everything, I wasn't really sure what to do, but since Super Mario RPG is kind of that gray area where it's kind of owned by old Square and Nintendo only really published it. I don't think I'm really at any risk to have my video claimed. Plus, I uploaded a video with some of the main tracks of the game to see if it would get copyright or party claimed, and it didn't. So I'm gonna go for it, even if it does get claimed down the road. I'm gonna keep doing it because this really is one of my favorite games. This is gonna be a 100% run of the game. Oh, I gotta hit new game. This is going to be a 100% run through the game, so I'm going to try and get as many frog coins as possible. I'm going to be finding all the hidden chests. I'm going to be doing the optional bosses. I'm going to try my best to do literally every single thing in this game, because there is a lot to do in this game. We already saw this. So now we are inside Bowser's Castle. So the game starts off just like any Mario game back then or now. It starts off with Princess Peach being captured by the evil King Koopa Bowser. Now this game, what is very different is the way the game works. Instead of your typical, jump on an enemy platformer, this game is an RPG, a turn-based RPG no less. And I remember playing this game back when I was younger and how crazy it was to play a game like this. Like I had played games like Pokemon before, and I had played, Final Fantasy when I was younger. But I'd never, ever heard of a game like this. And when I first got it and I saw the name RPG on it, I'm like, no way. Like, is this like, back then there was no internet or anything, so you couldn't look this stuff up. And I was just shocked at the type of game this was, and I was super excited. So the way the combat structure works is you have these 3 webs here, each mapped to a different button on the Super Nintendo. I am emulating this game just because it's way easier for recording. I own an actual boxed copy of this game, and I also have this, the original strategy guide. But for recording purposes, I am emulating it. My apologies to people who are offended at it, but like I said, I do own the game. Not that that completely wipes the slate clean. But yeah, each of these has a different command attached to them. You use the buttons to kind of direct them. Y is our special attacks, like magic. Each of them costs flower points. This one costs 3. We have 10 out of 10. Items, defending or running away, and then we have just our normal attack. This game also started the whole timed attack deal that almost all Mario RPGs have had in the recently, games like Mario and Luigi, Paper Mario, those are all kind of sequels off this, and they all used that timed attack idea. So by hitting, and I'll show it again right here, we're at the throne room, and yet we can't see Bowser anywhere. But yeah, visually, this game is incredible. Like, this is just like the beginning of the game, and the way this castle is designed, like, you're only in this castle for a very short amount of time, and they just made it beautiful. So don't let Bowser bruise you, Mario. Mario, prepare yourself for the great beyond. That's kind of dark for a Mario game, Nintendo. You might want to watch it. So the way timed hits work is basically we use the button for whatever the attack, or if we're using a special attack. And then if we hit it at the right time, and actually I'll go ahead and use jump, and we're supposed to aim for King Clink, which is the chain holding the chandelier up. If we go ahead and jump and hit it at the right time, you'll hear that sound, and that basically means you were successful in your timed hit. And also you'll see I crouch when I'm being hit. That's also a timed move, where if I'm being attacked and I hit the button at the right time, it will do significantly less damage. So timed hits are a huge part of the game. What was that sound? No! It's a chain reaction. Hang on, King Clink. But yeah, this game has like a lot of legitimate funny moments in it. It's got some really great gameplay in it. It's kind of easy in a lot of ways, but there's also, like I said, bonus bosses and stuff like that that kind of add to the difficulty. Plus, it's really up to you how much grinding you do, and depending on how much you do, the game might be a little more difficult. So somehow we're falling down, even though we totally saw, we only had to jump like 30 feet to be able to get up here, but whatever. Ah, did you think I was just gonna give her to you? You're always in my way. This is it. I'm gonna take you out, Mario. Ah, foiled again. Poor Bowser. But yeah, I don't know how we're falling down this long, abyss, or deep abyss, I should say. Oh, Mario, you had me so worried. Let's get out of here. I'm gonna fall. I'm more likely to fall than you. You're tied up there. So what I love about this game, like I said, is it kind of introduces you to the very common Mario game trope. and then they completely flip the script on you. And I think a lot of that has to do with like the creativity in this game, has a lot to do with the people that worked on this game. And obviously we have some Nintendo people working on it, but a lot of the people who worked on this game were people who worked on the Final Fantasy series. That's why this game was co-developed by Square Enix, or Square back then, before they combined with Enix. So there are a lot of things reminiscent to, you know, Square-style games, and that's kind of how this game has that bit of an edge to it. We have an overworld here, too, which is pretty cool. But unlike other RPGs, especially compared to Final Fantasy, there is no, like, overworld or anything like that where you're walking from town to town. Instead, there's a map, which I'm totally fine with. It's one of the reasons this game is a bit shorter compared to Final Fantasy or just any other typical RPG. So the pipe house. So like, stuff like this is so silly, but it's really funny. Hey, Mario! I'm not going to do my Toad voice. Lots of people go use something called a door to go in and out of their houses. Anyway, I came by to pick up Toadstool since she's a bit late. Well, obviously I don't have her, but okay. So we could actually have hung up there for as long as we wanted. But yeah, you know, like little stuff like this, like I can just jump on the bed, you know, like it's a lot of stuff that you may never even know is possible in this game, and then all of a sudden just figure out. Also, we can come over here and we can turn the light off and take a nap. Like there's so many little interesting things you can do in this game that normal person might not ever think to do. And then we gotta jump out of bed to actually get out. So yeah, there are so many things about this game that I just absolutely love, and they just did so much cool stuff. So we have a save block over here. I'm not gonna worry about it at the moment. Hey, I thought the princess was with you, Mario. Where is she? Mario, what's with the silent treatment? You're not telling me something. It's Bowser again, isn't it? Oh no, here we go again. Mario, would you please bring her back like you always do? So, okay. You're forgetting something, come with me and I'll show you. Oh. I already know about the save block, yo. So yeah, the game works, you know, how most RPGs work. You have to save at the save block. Otherwise, you will have to restart from wherever. Like, when you die, the game starts over, which I always really hate about RPGs, especially Square Enix RPGs. And I'm kind of bummed they carried that over into this game, but whatever. So we'll go ahead and go to Bowser's Keep to get the princess back, since we forgot her. And oh my god, a talking sword. Well, spoilers, he talks. Halt, who goes there? A trespasser? This castle now belongs to us, the Smithy Gang. It's our first step towards taking over this world. And if it weren't for nosy characters like you, we'd practically own this world. So let's see you deal with this. And yeah, he destroys the bridge like an asshole. And this game is so cinematic. Like, views like that are just, I don't know, there's something about it that's just so amazing. Like, so much care was put into this game. Like, the illustrations, the sprites, everything about this game is just gorgeous. And it holds up really, really well. Like, this game looks fantastic still. Like, there's little things like the pattern on this, like, walkway are a little bit wonky. And, you know, everything starts to look a little like clay. But seriously, I think this is, like, the best looking Super Nintendo game, and just honestly one of the best older games. Like, the art style they use just cannot be dated. You're back so soon? Did you forget something? No? What happened then? So Mario does this thing where he can't talk, so he acts stuff out in a charade style mini game, I guess you could call it. The Bridge to Bowser's Keep is out now. Just wonderful. We must inform the Chancellor of Mushroom Kingdom at once. Let's go, Mario. No, I want to jump on the bed some more. Okay, let's go. So I'm not gonna worry about saving too much, just because, like I said, the beginning of this game is not very difficult. Oops, excuse me. Oh, that bump on your head reduced your HP level. One of Mushroom Kingdom's famous items, how to perk you up. So we get a mushroom. Do you know how to use items? Of course I do. Oh, I see. You're just so well traveled and experienced, Mario. So that's another thing I like, is they plan like for people to replay through this game because they give you the option to skip tutorials. Like, that's amazing. Nintendo games never do that kind of thing anymore. I came to warn you that Mushroom Way is swarming with monsters. I just barely made it back here in one piece. Mario, please do something. Perhaps I can help? Do you know about timed hits? Yes. Hey, you better watch out. He knows about timed hits. He's gonna punch your lights out. Motherfucker. He's got more bark than bite, huh? Now, why did I rush back? I had something to tell you. That's right. We need to tell the Chancellor about Toadstool. I'll see you over at Mushroom Kingdom. Just in case, take these with you. We got 3 mushrooms. Alright, that actually did lower HP, by the way. Lowered it by 1. I'm not gonna use... Actually, I think if we sleep, we'll automatically recover that 1 HP. As silly as it sounds, like in the beginning of the game, you can lose health pretty quickly, especially if you're grinding. I will do my best to cut out grinding if I ever have to do it, but I really should never have to. Let's see. Yep, it healed us, so we didn't have to use the mushroom. We got one for free instead. Alright, so this is the world map. We have different stops along the way. Some levels are, you know, Mushroom Way, for example, is a place where we will be fighting enemies, and then sometimes we'll end up in a town. But I like the combination of overworld maps with like a typical like Mario selection screen. So we gotta fight all these Goombas, and like I said, or like they would have told us, timed hits are super important here, especially because if you time the defensive hits right, you can lose 0 health, so you can really just kind of plow through these early enemies without ever having to worry. But yeah, the Goomba's super simple, as you'd probably imagine. So we gain experience, another place where the RPG part of this game kind of kicks in. We can level up. We do gain like experience, or I'm sorry, we gain like health upgrades and flower point upgrades and all that stuff. So leveling up really does add a lot of importance, and that's why eventually there will be a little bit of grinding in the game, because this game makes it pretty easy to just kind of walk over enemies. Like, see, I totally skipped that enemy right there. Oh, I should have waited to do that. So some of these enemies are not very aggressive at all, but when we get later in the game, we kind of won't have any choice but to fight things. And we'll get to points where I try my best to avoid everything. So in doing timed hits, I believe this is how this works. So in doing timed hits, we kind of up our luck rating, which gives us those. Those are little flower bonus upgrades. And they do a variety of things, from HP maxing out, which could be super helpful in a pinch. And then there's stuff like going another turn, which can also be super helpful. I believe there is also a defense upgrade and attack upgrade, but I could be wrong. But the attacking again and the health upgrades are super helpful to get. So here we have a Koopa Troopa, or a Paratroopa, my mistake. After battling, we also get coins. That one we only got 1 coin. We got a mushroom, which is cool. Fighting enemies, obviously, they can sometimes drop things. Every enemy has a certain percentage chance to drop different things. So let's go ahead and just jump on these guys, since they take a little bit longer to take out. So jumping on them does a lot more damage than just hitting them, and that's kind of kindred to the fact that, you know, in the games, you jumped on the Koopas, because that was the easiest way to take them out. Punching a turtle really wouldn't do you much good, but stomping it to death... Okay, I don't like where this is going. So yeah, we get these coin blocks here. And you can totally grind up these Goombas, because they'll just keep coming through, but it's kind of a waste of time, considering how little experience they're actually worth. But, you know, it's an early part in the game where you could, in theory, level up, but it would take forever. So I think we're gonna level up. Nope, not yet. Okay. Phew, my life was flashing before my eyes for a second there. Here's a little something in return. So he gave us some honey syrup, which basically the honey syrup is the... I'm trying to think of the equivalent, but I can't at the moment. It will recover flower points, which are the points you use to use the jump attack. I'm not going to use... Well, you know what? I might as... Nah, we don't need to use a mushroom yet. We'll save it. But I like the menu system a lot in this game, too. So here we got some little puzzles. So there are some parts of this game that are still like a puzzle platformer, which is also really cool. You know, because it's a Mario game, so you can't really take the puzzle or the platforming elements out of it. You can add RPG elements, but, you know, taking out platforming would kind of mess it up a little bit. So right here we have like a good example of like a little puzzle where you kind of just spin around and you gotta jump and it'll propel you towards something. So that is a flower tab, and what those basically do, or that was probably just a normal flower. So basically flowers like that, what they'll do is they'll add to your flower points. So you can see now we have 11 instead of 10. And as we go through the game, we'll find stuff like flower jars or flower tabs, I believe is what the other ones are called. And those will allow you to get more flower points. And they're super helpful. But I'm just kind of trying to fight some more stuff over here. If the battles get annoying, let me know. I could always cut this stuff out. It's not that big a deal. but it can be a little bit awkward for commentary to like interrupt myself and stop talking for a while. But maybe later I will. So we leveled up. We reached level 2. Average game of this, you probably reach around level 38 or so, at least I did. So we get max HP, our HP goes up, our attack goes up, defense goes up, we have magic attack and magic defense. Now, one of the things that makes this leveling up system super unique and awesome is we get to pick a bonus. Now, we kind of have to balance this out. We got to figure out what kind of person we want Mario to be. So he can either be like a tank with a lot of HP, we can have him using a lot of magic, which I usually don't, even though his jump attack is super useful, or we can just make him more powerful in general, make him a better attacker. I'm going to go with that because as long as I don't lose a lot of HP, we should be fine. So for my first upgrade, I'm going to do, you can also compare. So with this one, we just get 1 extra to our defense and attack. With this one, we get 3 extra HP. With this one, we get 3 extra magic attack and 1 extra magic defense. So I'm actually going to go with this since our defense is already kind of low. And that's the thing that's so incredible about this game, and I'm going to continue to sing this game's praises like the whole Let's Play because I really freaking love this game. And I don't think it's underrated because I think everyone loves this game, but I don't think everyone quite understands what makes it so incredible. We got to save Toad from this paratroopa here. But the game doesn't just add RPG elements to a Mario game. Like, they don't just have a very simple, back and forth fighting game, because they could have totally done that. They could have just done a very simple, like, Final Fantasy clone with Mario stuff. Boy, that was a close call. Here's a token of my appreciation. So we get a flower tab, and that was what I was talking about earlier. If we go to our items, we can go to flower tab, and we can raise it by 1. But the trick is, and I always wondered, I'm like, why do they bother giving me a actual inventory slot flower tab? Why don't they just do it automatically? There's a strategy to these where they actually recover all of your flower points, so they act as like another honeypot. So in theory, I could have just not used that one, since 1 extra flower point isn't all that great. But I used it anyway, just to kind of show, for example. But you can save those flower tabs till later, and if you're like at the end of the game and you have one of those, you can recover like 99 flower points. And when we get further in the game, those flower points are gonna be super, super important. But we probably don't need to use those life hacks in this game, but the option is there to do stuff like that. And we'll also end up getting like flower jars and stuff like that, which actually give you more like 5 extra flower points, and those you want to use more right away. And that I think is cool because everybody shares flower points, and eventually, spoilers, we'll have more party members. And how far away are we from leveling up right now? Because we're about to get into a boss fight. So I'd have to fight 13 of these. Well, actually, more than that. I'm just trying to decide if it's even worth it. Probably not, right? Alright, but we will. Oh no, I wasn't ready yet. Actually, I think we get an option to stop. Hey, you looking at me? My hammer and I don't like you. Mario, you better be careful. He's definitely got a mean streak. I'm not scared. Alright, so we should probably heal real quick. So this is technically the first real boss fight of the game. It's not difficult by any means. But, I would like to be prepared because we're not really that powerful yet in the game. So we are about to go ahead and fight. Now you got my hammer angry. You shouldn't have done that. Alright, so this is the Hammer Bro. There's 2 of them, which makes this fight a little more difficult. But the Hammer Bro is the first boss of this game. He has 50 HP. Each of them have 50 HP. They can do an attack that does up to 6 damage. They have some defense. They give you 3 experience each, which is kind of crappy. But yeah, they only have 50 HP, and their attack is pretty powerful. But as long as you've leveled up at least once and upgraded your HP, you should be fine, especially if you've gotten good at timed attacks. So yeah, 50 HP each, and I'm gonna go ahead and use at least 2 jumps on each of them. So that did a lot of damage, and honestly, you could probably get through this by only using that twice. And he just completely missed. That's fine with me. So yeah, easy bosses, not difficult at all, especially considering that move does so much. So even if you only could do 2 jumps, you'd probably be fine. But when you kill one of them, the other one will Valor up, and that basically gives them more defense, I believe. So the 2 jumps aren't going to quite take them out. So what probably would have been the smarter move is hitting them both and then finishing them off, but it's fine. And it's really difficult to do a timed defense with that move just because it's kind of weird. Okay, so I'm out of flower points, as I actually knew. But, damn it. And I don't think, like, spamming the button to defend... Wow, that was close. Okay. If I would have lost, that would have been kind of embarrassing. But yeah, that's the first boss of the game. They're not all that easy. But yeah, I almost died, I guess. So he gives us a flower jar. So we're already getting some FP upgrades. Thanks, Mario. I was running so fast, I wasn't watching where I was going. Mushroom Kingdom's just ahead. We're almost there, Mario. Hey, where did this hammer come from? Hey, do you know what this is? A hammer? It has the Hammer Bros insignia on it. Well, yeah, they probably dropped it when I murdered them. No one stands a chance against you when you whomp them with this. So we also get a new weapon, which is pretty cool. So this is another thing I absolutely love about this game. You know, speaking of, like I said, the thing about this game is it's not just a Final Fantasy clone or a general RPG clone. Like, this game does a lot of cool stuff that other games have not done. So in this game, when you equip a new weapon, you do different attack stuff, so look how much this increases us. So we have no weapon right now. 24 is our current attack. That ups it to 34. So it makes a pretty big difference. So now, here, I'm going to go ahead and fight one of these spiny dudes real quick. I wish we could fight the Lakitu. Get down here and face me, you coward! I think eventually we can fight the Lakitu. Maybe we can, and I'm just dumb? I'm not sure. I wanted to show what the weapon looked like now that we have it. There we go. So if we come over here, you will actually see that now we are attacking with a hammer, and it changes the way we attack, so the timed hit is a little bit different now. The timing's different, and we also do more damage. There, I believe, are 3 different ways that Mario can attack. Hammers, jumping, or no, hammers, gloves, and he gets a shell later in the game. So there's 3 different attacks for him, and then the other characters in the game also have 3 different types of weapons, I believe. So there's a lot of really cool stuff in this game, like attack-wise. Like I said, they do so many amazing things in this. It's incredible. And the timed hits thing alone, like, as far as I know, there were no other RPGs that did timed hits at the time. Hits. So that is in itself really, really cool. Plus they created this amazing art style, the writing is fantastic, and the adventure's fantastic. Like, the funniest thing about this story, and it's not really spoiling anything because it's just kind of a given, is the whole point of the game is going around the entire world just because the bridge is out. Like, that's kind of hilarious in its own right. This game's just got some very strange humor. Mario, gotcha. So this lady likes to trick us. I'm not sure. I thought I had actually talked to her to be able to do it, but maybe she just does it automatically the first time you walk by her. Now, I wanted to stay at the end because I was actually going to end this episode, I think. Should I? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode. Oh, here's the end. Sweet. So at the end, that's where we can find save blocks. We can go ahead and save here. But yeah, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I'm Red Panda Gamer. Like this video, favorite this video, comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I hope you guys are excited for this series as I am. Like I said, this is my favorite game, so if you guys have any memories of this game and you have anything you want to tell me about or something you like in particular about it, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. We can have a little discussion about it, and maybe I'll jump in the comments too and we'll talk about it. But guys, in the next episode, we will meet the Chancellor of Mushroom Kingdom and we will figure out what we need to do next. Until then, guys, I'm Red Panda Gamer. Like this video, favorite this video, comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I already said those things. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.